Did you know that something as small as drooling during sleep could actually be a warning sign of a number of serious health conditions in people over the age of 60? Many older adults experience nighttime drooling without realizing that it is not just a minor sleep disturbance. In fact, it can be a cry for help from several different systems in the body. Problems with the digestive, respiratory, and nervous systems, as well as oral health issues or chronic infections, can all manifest through this seemingly harmless flow of saliva. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the common but often overlooked causes behind this phenomenon. You might be surprised to learn that just a few simple changes in your daily routine can actually reduce drooling, help you sleep more deeply, feel healthier, and take better control of your body. Before we dive in, go ahead and leave a comment below with a positive affirmation as a way to commit to attracting more good into your life. Something like, "I listen to and love my body every day," or whatever intention feels right to you. And do not forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you will not miss any content like this. Together, let's create a space full of positive energy where we can grow and stay healthy as we age. Now let's take a deeper look to understand what drooling at night really is and why it becomes more common once we hit our 60s. We all know that saliva plays an essential role in everyday life, from helping with digestion to keeping the mouth moist and even protecting the teeth from bacteria. But very few people understand how complex its regulation actually is, especially during the night when the body is asleep. Normally, our bodies produce saliva continuously, even while we sleep. However, at night this production is dialed down thanks to the coordinated efforts of the nervous system and the salivary glands. At the same time, a series of natural reflexes, especially the swallowing reflex, continue to work behind the scenes to make sure excess saliva does not build up in the mouth. Even during deep sleep, the body still knows how to maintain this delicate balance. But as we age, this system starts to show signs of wear and tear. The first thing to decline is the nervous system, the central controller of all these reflexes. It becomes less responsive, and the ability to detect accumulating saliva and send the signal to swallow gradually weakens. Then the muscles around the jaw, tongue, and throat, which are essential for holding saliva and performing the swallowing motion, also lose some of their strength and flexibility. Another key factor is that older adults often experience lighter, more fragmented sleep. This can lead to frequent changes in sleep position, or even sleeping with the mouth open without realizing it. All of these changes make it harder for the body to manage saliva, and that is why drooling often becomes a natural consequence of the aging process. Now that we understand why older adults are more likely to lose control over saliva production, let me walk you through the most common reasons this happens during the night. Number 1. Digestive issues and parasite infections. First, let's talk about gastroesophageal reflux disease, commonly known as GERD. This condition is especially common among middle-aged and older adults. When you eat, stomach acid helps digest your food. However, as we age, the lower esophageal sphincter tends to weaken. When that happens, acid can flow back up into the esophagus, especially when you lie down. This presence of acid in your throat triggers the body to produce more saliva in an effort to neutralize the acid and soothe the irritated tissue. During the day, this is usually manageable because we swallow frequently. But at night, especially if you lie on your back or on your side after a heavy or late dinner, the saliva may not get swallowed in time and ends up leaking out of the mouth. This is a completely natural mechanism, but when it happens often, it may be a silent and chronic sign of GERD. Some people do not even feel the classic burning sensation in the chest. Instead, they may wake up with a dry mouth, a dry cough, or find themselves drooling in their sleep. These mild symptoms are easy to ignore, but they can actually signal long-term damage in the esophagus. Another unexpected yet fairly common cause in older adults, especially those living in less hygienic conditions, is intestinal parasite infections. Some parasites become active at night, causing itching around the anus and stimulating the nervous system to produce excess saliva during sleep. This might sound unusual, but it is not just something that happens to kids. Older adults, particularly those with weakened immune systems or slower detoxification processes, can become reinfected through food, their environment, or even their caregivers. These parasites work quietly but strongly at night, disturbing sleep and prompting the body to increase saliva production without conscious awareness. Chronic digestive disorders such as gastric ulcers, long-term constipation, or age-related imbalances in gut microbiota can also contribute to this issue. These conditions often cause bloating, indigestion, or nighttime burping again, triggering a natural defense mechanism that produces more saliva to calm irritation in the stomach and esophagus. Number 2. Dental health and jaw structure. Your teeth gums, jawbone, and the muscles around your mouth all work closely together to keep your lips closed when you are at rest. When this system is disrupted, whether due to a decayed tooth, inflamed gums, or poorly fitting dentures, your body loses its natural control over the lips, lower jaw, and tongue. As a result, your mouth may fall slightly open during sleep without you realizing it, making it easy for saliva to escape. One of the most common causes is gum disease and periodontitis, which are widespread in people over the age of 60 due to aging, poor dental hygiene, or underlying conditions like diabetes. Inflamed gums can be painful, bleed easily, and even loosen the teeth. All of this makes it harder for people to clench their jaw or keep their mouth shut while sleeping, which leads to drooling. Dentures, while meant to improve appearance and chewing ability, can also become a problem if they are not fitted properly, are misaligned, or have worn out over time. When dentures do not align perfectly with the jaw, they affect the position of the lower jaw, keeping the mouth from staying shut during rest. People with dentures often sleep with their mouths slightly open, a position that not only encourages drooling, but also dries out the mouth and increases the risk of oral and respiratory infections. On top of that, misaligned bites or structural jaw issues, whether from birth injury or long-term tooth loss, can be a key factor. When the bite is uneven, the two jaws cannot come together naturally, making it difficult to keep the mouth closed. Over time, this affects not just chewing and speaking, but also raises the risk of nighttime drooling, a small sign that can still take a toll on quality of life and self-esteem in older adults. Number 3. Respiratory and sleep disorders. Sleep apnea is a common condition that often goes undiagnosed in older adults. This happens when the upper airway becomes temporarily blocked during sleep, causing the person to stop breathing for a few seconds, or sometimes even minutes at a time. In response, the body is forced to wake itself up to resume breathing. This disrupts deep sleep, causes long-lasting daytime fatigue, and most importantly, affects how well we manage both breathing and swallowing during the night. For people with sleep apnea, breathing through the nose becomes difficult or inefficient, so they are forced to breathe through their mouth to maintain the necessary oxygen levels. This leaves the mouth constantly open, creating the perfect condition for saliva to escape without control. What makes it worse is that while the nervous system is busy focusing on keeping the person breathing, the normal swallowing reflex that keeps saliva in the mouth gets put on pause. As a result, the chance of drooling increases significantly. This condition is not just an annoying inconvenience. If left untreated, sleep apnea can lead to serious complications, such as high blood pressure, stroke, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and memory loss. When drooling in your sleep is accompanied by loud snoring, a choking sensation during sleep, or prolonged fatigue during the day, it should be seen as a warning sign that needs early evaluation by a specialist. In addition, conditions like sinus infections, allergic rhinitis, and chronic nasal congestion can also force older adults to breathe through their mouth more often, especially at night. These illnesses cause swelling in the nasal passages, blocking the airflow through the nose. As a result, the mouth, which is not the body's primary breathing passage, has to take over that function. When breathing through the mouth, the airflow dries out the lining of the mouth. This in turn stimulates the salivary glands to produce more saliva to keep the mouth moist. But once the mouth is open during sleep, the saliva does not stay in it, easily leaks out, especially if the person is lying on their side or sleeping with their mouth wide open. Beyond the discomfort, this also increases the risk of sore throat, bad breath, and other oral health problems. Number 4. Throat, mouth, and tonsil infections. Throat infections, tonsillitis, oral inflammation, or bacterial and viral infections are all very common, especially among older adults with weakened immune systems, or those who are frequently exposed to polluted, dry, or cold environments. When the mucous membranes in the throat, the area where the respiratory and digestive systems meet, become irritated or inflamed, the salivary glands respond by producing more saliva than usual. This extra saliva helps to soothe the burning sensation and flush out harmful agents like bacteria and viruses. This is a completely natural and protective response from the body. However, the problem arises when the amount of saliva being produced becomes excessive and is not well controlled, particularly at night when a person is in deep sleep. The swallowing reflex is less active and the mouth tends to fall slightly open. As a result, saliva builds up, is not swallowed in time, and begins to leak out with each breath. This can lead to a wet pillow sticky corners of the mouth, and if it continues long enough, even skin irritation around the lips. One important point to remember is that older adults often do not feel the classic symptoms of a sore throat as strongly as younger people. They may not have a fever or sharp pain. Instead, they may just notice a dry mouth, mild discomfort when swallowing bad breath, or a constant sensation that something is stuck in their throat. That is why nighttime drooling is sometimes the first visible sign of a throat infection, long before they even realize anything is wrong. Chronic tonsillitis, an issue that is often overlooked, can also be a contributing factor. When the tonsil pockets become inflamed, they may produce pus or cause a lingering discomfort in the throat. The body reacts by producing extra saliva to help flush out the discharge. If this happens at night, when mouth muscle control is weaker, the saliva can easily leak out without the person being aware of it. We also cannot forget about other types of oral infections, such as oral thrush, which is common in people who have been on antibiotics for a long time, wear dentures or have diabetes, as well as tongue inflammation or widespread gum infections. These conditions not only cause pain and irritation, but also stimulate continuous saliva production, making the problem of nighttime drooling even more severe. Number 5. Neurological and motor disorders. In a healthy body, saliva control depends on the central nervous system, which coordinates complex activities like swallowing, facial muscle movement, and jaw control. When everything is working smoothly even during sleep, the brain detects saliva buildup and sends a signal to swallow. But when the nervous system starts to decline, as in Parkinson's disease, the facial, jaw, and tongue muscles lose their coordination. Patients struggle to control their mouth, fail to swallow at the right moment, or with enough strength and saliva ends up leaking out without them realizing it. In the early stages of Parkinson's, this symptom is often overlooked because the person still appears alert and can move well during the day. But at night, when the body relaxes and muscles loosen, the difficulty in managing saliva becomes more obvious. That is why nighttime drooling is sometimes one of the first signs neurologists look for when diagnosing Parkinson's early. The same goes for people who have had a stroke, especially mild strokes that do not leave visible paralysis. Damage to the brain areas that control facial muscles or the swallowing center can gradually reduce the person's ability to sense and manage saliva. Weakness in the cheeks, lips, or tongue makes it harder to close the mouth, especially when lying on one side. As a result, saliva leaks out unnoticed. This is why rehabilitation specialists often pay close attention to swallowing and saliva control in stroke patients, not just to prevent choking, but also to monitor nerve recovery. In Alzheimer's and other types of dementia, this mechanism breaks down even further. Patients lose not only motor control, but also awareness of their own body. They may not realize their mouth is open, may forget how to swallow naturally, or not even feel the saliva in their mouth. This makes both daytime and nighttime drooling a common long-term problem, often leading to skin irritation, secondary infections, and emotional distress. Now that you understand why nighttime drooling happens, let us talk about how to naturally and gently improve this condition right in the comfort of your own home. Start by adjusting your sleeping position, which may seem like a small change but actually plays a huge role. If you sleep on your side the wrong way or keep your head too low, your mouth is more likely to fall open and saliva can leak out due to gravity without you even noticing. So try sleeping on your left side and use a pillow that gently elevates your head. Not only is this position great for digestion, but it also helps your mouth close more naturally while you sleep. The pillow you choose should be moderately firm, one that supports your neck and shoulders, not too soft that your head sinks in, and not too hard that it tenses your neck muscles. Equally important is your evening diet. Gastroesophageal reflux disease, one of the biggest culprits behind nighttime drooling, often stems from eating too late, eating too much, or consuming irritating foods like citrus spicy dishes or greasy meals. So aim to have dinner at least 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. Choose lighter, easier to digest foods and avoid things like oranges, lemons, tomatoes, strong coffee, or dark tea. Instead, go for a warm glass of water or a calming herbal tea like ginger or chamomile. These can soothe the stomach and relax your nervous system, making it easier to fall asleep. Do not forget to clear your nose and care for your oral hygiene every day. This is the very first gateway to a good night's sleep. Rinsing your nose with saline solution in the evening helps open up the airways, especially helpful if you often deal with nasal congestion, sinus issues, or seasonal allergies. Brushing your teeth thoroughly, cleaning your tongue and rinsing your mouth with warm salt water can also keep your mouth clean, reduce bacteria, and prevent unnecessary saliva production. Older adults can also try a few simple home remedies passed down from previous generations. For example, before bed, you can rinse your mouth with diluted warm salt water. It helps disinfect and soothes the throat. Sucking on a thin slice of ginger or a small piece of dried tangerine peel for a few minutes before sleeping can calm the stomach and help regulate saliva production. You can also gently massage both cheeks, under the chin, and your temples each night. These small motions help boost blood flow, relax the jaw muscles, and support better mouth closure while you sleep. In addition, do not forget to exercise your mouth. Spend a few minutes each day pressing your lips together tightly for 10 seconds, then relaxing. You can also move your tongue up to touch the roof of your mouth, then bring it down. Repeat this motion several times. These small exercises help strengthen your oral muscles and improve your swallowing reflex, which plays a key role in preventing saliva from leaking while you sleep. Drooling at night may seem like a minor issue, but it can actually be the body's way of sending you important messages. From digestive disorders, respiratory problems, and dental issues to underlying neurological conditions, so many of these can first show signs through the extra saliva that escapes each night. As we get older, every small change in the body needs to be listened to, observed, and understood with care. What matters most is not fear or worry, but learning how to take charge of your health. We cannot stop time, but we can absolutely live in harmony with it by loving ourselves more and gently adjusting our daily habits to protect our quality of life. If you or a loved one are dealing with nighttime drooling, take it as a gentle reminder from the body to start paying attention, seeking the right care and treating it properly. A good night's sleep is one of the most precious gifts that older age deserves. And before we wrap up, if you found this content helpful, leave a positive affirmation in the comments below, something like, "I listen to and take care of my body every day." Do not forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you will not miss any more valuable tips to help you live healthier and more peacefully. Together, let us build a loving and informed community.